So there's a brand new movie on Netflix based on a novel, and honestly, it features one of the best casts of the year. Is the Thursday Murder Club good? Let's discuss.
Joyce, are you a nurse? Bang on target. I'm Elizabeth. Would you take a look at that for me, please?
Dear God.
'Tis a lot of blood.
So 4 friends living in a retirement community form the Thursday Murder Club to solve cold cases for fun. But when a shady property developer is found dead, the 4 find themselves in the middle of their first live case. And from the outside looking in, not knowing a thing about the novel, I'm thinking, okay, only murders in the building. Will it feel more like Knives Out, to where it's taking itself seriously and has a darker tone, but also uses comedy as levity during some of those sequences? Or I'll throw us back to A Man on the Inside, another Netflix project from last year, to where it had a nice sense of humor, but focused more on the camaraderie between the individuals in the retirement home/community and how those relationships can kind of elevate the material itself. That is kind of what this story ends up being, to where you're interested in the mystery, but that is put on the back burner to really focus on the personalities, the relationships between these characters. And the new person in the group is consistently asking questions about how this works. Why are you here? Where do you come from? And that allows us to get a sense of who each person is, even though at the same time you can look at the casting, like Pierce Brosnan. We kind of know the character he's going to play, and that's a good thing. It serves him well all throughout the movie. Ben Kingsley is fantastic. Helen Mirren is great, as always. And the new member, Joyce, she's just trying to figure out the vibe of the group, and she's very sweet, extremely charming, almost naive in the beginning, endearingly oblivious. But once this group starts to form, this new group of 4, and then you kind of learn about the people that came before, it turns really sweet in that way that I was kind of hoping for, to where most of the wonderful qualities of someone who lives in a retirement home comes to the forefront of this movie, and you learn about how the qualities that they have and have been building their entire lives help them in these types of situations. A club that forms basically because they're bored, but then they have to get serious because there is a murder that happens, and there are some officers that come in actually having to investigate, Naomi Ackie being one of those, and they kind of embrace her and allow her to join the Thursday Murder Club, and that really takes this movie to new heights. Now, I'm not sitting back saying this is a great film with the way that it goes about its mystery, which in reality is the most important part. Like, you want a really compelling story on that front, and sadly, it doesn't really provide that. But what it does provide is a really nice time with really nice characters and some humor that's interjected in the right moments. But all in all, you're getting that emotional touch of some of these more tender moments because, spending time in the senior living home, you're going to have those moments that will just crush you. My beautiful grandmother spent years in a retirement home, and I go visit her ever so often. Now, first of all, I wish I would have went even more. And I went a lot. But after someone that influential in your life passes away, you're thinking, I wish I would have just been a bigger part of that. And so the cool thing about this movie is you get to see a lot of these individuals who have each other, but they're also dealing with traumatic moments and instances with family members and loved ones and even a former member of the Thursday Murder Club. And that scene that you get that about 15 minutes into the movie was spectacular. I love the way that was handled. And it's the more tender moments in this film that really hit me, to where the mystery itself is semi-interesting, especially when Naomi Ackie becomes kind of this informant-type character, to where she's taken all of the clues that she's gathering and the police are gathering, and she's feeding it to this group of extremely notable actors. And that's really fun. At the end of the day, the mystery isn't nearly as witty as everything else going on. And I don't know how to feel about that because, again, that should be the most important part. And Chris Columbus, up and down director as of late, but he's delivered some awesome movies in the past. And there's this polish to this film that I didn't love. I wish we would have stripped that down and made it feel a little more, I don't want to use the word gritty, but a little less clean with how they go about everything, even with the dialogue and how the murder happens, how they go about it. I just feel like, and I don't know how the novel goes, so maybe that's exactly how it plays out, but I felt like it needed something to spice things up just a little bit to where things would have been less obvious, because that's the most important thing. You want to have a little bit of that mysterious feel with a mystery like this. I didn't feel that at all. And then to allow our characters to utilize those skill sets just a bit more. Now, their personalities fit with the actors involved. I just loved how Kingsley and Brosnan, I love how all of them perform their roles, but when it comes to the mystery itself, I just needed a bit more oomph from that. I also want to give a shout out to the rest of the cast. Tom Ellis, Jonathan Pryce, David Tennant, Richard E. Grant pops up, Joseph Marcel, Jeffrey the Butler. While the least notable of the four, Celia Imrie might be the MVP of this film, but Helen Mirren is just so damn good every time she's on screen. So that's about it. I mean, this is a very simple movie to talk about. It has elements that I think a lot of people are going to thoroughly enjoy. I just want to know, how does it compare to the novel? So if you've read it, let me know down below. If you want to share this review, drop a like, definitely leave a comment, all of those things. What did you think of the Thursday Murder Club? While it somewhat wastes time on a fluffy and less than exceptional mystery, the endearing qualities of this wonderful cast of characters provides just enough charm and depth to create a somewhat inviting experience, and it's just an easy watch. I think a lot of people will enjoy that. I just wished it would have hit that next level, because with a cast like this, we could have been in for something crazy. Regardless, the Thursday Murder Club, I need to know what you think down below. What is your favorite recent mystery? We're talking Knives Out. Is Clue recent? No, that was 40 years ago. Okay, any mystery. I'll see you soon.